Hello, this is Pastor Jay, and this is your word of wisdom. This is the time where I, just off the top of my head, give you my heart and try to encourage some people to do what's right. The word of wisdom today is going to be about excuses and opportunities. They're both the same in a way. You have time, and in that time, you can make an excuse for why you're not performing, why you're not doing, why aren't you successful? Or you can take the opportunity to do what you're supposed to do with the time you have and be successful. God has given you time, and in time you have opportunities. But if you don't take advantage of it, you will face death like everyone else, and you will have to give account for the opportunities that God gave you. Think about it. Hello. This is Pastor Jay, and just coming on with your word of wisdom for today. By the title, Opportunity and Excuses. You know, we all have them. We all have opportunities. We all have a chance to make excuses, and you can pick which one that you want. That's my dog. Don't pay attention to him. But in Matthew chapter 25, where it talked about the parable of the servants, the servant who had the one had the same opportunity as the servant who received the 5 and the 2. And I just keep thinking about that. It's like we have an opportunity while we're alive to do some things. Some more than others, but you have the opportunity. And death comes to everyone. But it seems as if a lot of people are into making excuses because they didn't take advantage of the opportunity on real simple things. If you're the kind of person who's given a responsibility that you are capable of doing, and you find a way when you're actually told it's time to give an account for what you did, for what you've been responsible for, what you've been gifted with, and then you say, well, the reason why I didn't do it is this, the reason why I didn't do it is that, and there's legitimate excuses, but excuses nonetheless. But you can actually, it. Everybody knows when they're being given an excuse versus a real reason why they're not doing nothing, or why they're not achieving. And that's the problem. Therein lies that problem. Too many people are making excuses that are given opportunities, and then when that opportunity leaves them, then they feel like they've been done something wrong to them. They feel like they don't feel like they missed out. They feel like, well, they wasn't given enough time. But you had the time, you had the talent, you had the ability, and you made an excuse. Something as simple as borrowing money and paying it back. Think about this. You borrow money with the idea that you're going to pay it back, and then when the time comes, you make an excuse of why you don't have it. It's not that you didn't have it, you chose to do something else with it. I'm going to tell you a true story that happened. A person gave a person some money to go do something. This is like their talents. And instead of doing it in a time that was acceptable, they did what they wanted to do with the money. It wasn't a lot of money. It was just they were given opportunity to do something. And they were going to be blessed by the money because the person said, okay, I need you to get me this, but please bring me back what I need within an amount of time because we have to do something. And then you could go ahead and do something else with the money. You can take care of yourself. So you can have what's left, or you can get yours off the top, but just come and take care of what I gave you the money for. And you know what happened? That person came back late, and when asked why did they come back late, they gave a reason. Basically, they were doing what they wanted to do. They didn't feel that they had to go within the time frame that was given. They thought that this was going to happen this way, or this was going to happen that way, and that's why they took their time. And guess what? The person who gave them the money did not get to enjoy what was given to them because it didn't come back in the time that was allotted. So many of us is like it, just on simple stuff like that. And then we wonder why God won't trust us with more things, or God won't bless us with more things, because we're not faithful with the few things. You're not faithful with the little things. Think about how God described it in Matthew 25. He said, because you were faithful over a few things, I will give you mastery over many things. And he said, little, you've been faithful with a little. First, saints and people, You have to be learned. This is just a universal thing. You have to be proved faithful with a little before you can be trusted with a lot. Whether it's money, whether it's job, whether it's children, whether it's relationships, you have to show some fidelity in what your opportunity brings. And that's what opportunity simply is. It's a chance to show how well you are committed to a certain circumstance or situation. Here comes my trash man, so he's gonna probably drown me out. But I just want you guys to think about that. I want you guys to think about it. Here he comes, my dog don't like the trash man. And I guess that was a different one. But it's interesting. Just these little tests of opportunity will actually determine whether God can trust you with more opportunity that will bring more blessings your way. It's not necessarily a one-to-one correlation, but the principle of God is I have to entrust you with things so I can see if you're faithful. So how do you measure your faith? How well do you take care of the opportunities that God put before you, and you perform them to the best of your ability without making excuses, without being like everybody else, without finding a reason why not to? It's kind of funny, as a pastor, people make excuses to me all the time, and I smile and I say, okay, because I know that's what they are. They are doing what they want to do. And instead of just not saying anything, they feel guilty, they want to come to me and give me a reason why. You don't have to give me a reason why, because you have to be accountable to God. At some level, you are accountable to me, but you got to be accountable to God. Or do you want God? If Jesus made the excuse that you made, we wouldn't be saved. But yet still, when God entrusts us with time is an opportunity, and then you decide not to utilize your time well, the rest of your life well, then what do you expect to happen? Death is going to come, and it comes to everyone. It comes to everyone. The opportunity to live is if you're breathing, you have an opportunity. If you listen to this, you have an opportunity. Now my question to you is, what are you going to do with the opportunity you had left? Are you going to make excuses, which everybody can make? Or are you going to live your life a little different? So I want you to think about that as you go on your day and think about the next things you're about to do or what you've been entrusted with. Are you going to make an excuse? Or are you going to keep going and do what God has called you to do? It is so simple, but yet so hard. It is so easy to make an excuse. But I tell you what, if you start performing the way God has called you to perform, you will never have to worry about making an excuse. You'll just do what God called you to do, and you will go on to be successful, and God will begin to entrust you with more things. I'm sorry about all the noise, but I just want to be outside to make this message. Because I look at what God has given us, and He didn't make any excuses. He just kept on making this world beautiful, something to look at. Look at all these trees. I mean, I'm blessed to be able to be here in the neighborhood where there's trees and neighbors. And I see God didn't make any excuses to give me this. So when God gives me an opportunity and responsibility according to my abilities that He's given me also, I'm without excuse. And the biggest excuse that we made is not receiving Jesus. In Romans 1, it tells us that man is going to be left without excuse. You're not going to be able to say you didn't know, because it's not information or lack of information why you don't come to Christ. It's not education. It's revelation and your stubborn, hard-headed heart. Your stubbornness, your stiff-neckedness, and the same thing with responsibility and opportunity. Jesus told that story, that parable, because we all have the opportunity to come to Christ. We all have the opportunities to do things, great things. God considers all these things small in His eyes because God can do all things. But for you, what God has for you, if you think about it, maybe the reason why you don't have what you want in life is because you haven't been responsible and accountable for what God has given you to start with. For young folks, that's an example. It's just like credit. you build your credit. And in God's principles, you build a relationship with Him by being accountable, responsible at the opportunities He give you to do so. So I just want you guys to think about that. Pass this on to somebody. Let somebody know. But that's your words of wisdom for today. Excuses and opportunity. They're both out there for you, but you got to choose whether you're going to take advantage of the opportunity or just make an excuse in the opportunity that's given to you. Peace.
We'd like to thank you for listening to the Walk in Truth broadcast. Our worship service is held every Tuesday and Sunday at the Universal Church of Jesus Christ building, located at 2301 Wallace Avenue, Overland, Missouri, 63114. Tuesday's Bible study is at 7 p.m. and Sunday worship at 8:30 a.m. All are welcome. If you would like to donate to this ministry, please look in the description box and donate on your favorite platform of choice. Continue to listen to us on our Walk in Truth Radio Network YouTube page and on our Walk in Truth Christian Fellowship Facebook page. Please subscribe to either platform to be notified when we are broadcasting. We again want to thank you for your prayers and your continuous support. May God bless you, keep you, and always remember, walk in the truth of the Lord Jesus and be at peace.